I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Well, since we have our new HHS secretary, we've had our first measles death in a decade.
Bobby, do you want to speak on that?
Elmo has found less money in fraud and excess in the government than you would find basically in the seat crack of a 1984 Honda, and Puffy's lawyer quit. That's right. P. Diddy's lawyer, a dude who defended Osama bin Laden until the end, quit the Diddy dirty money case, because of, well, what he knows. And the lawyer actually said, I can't disclose what I know because of attorney-client privilege. However, Satan called me and said,
quit, this dude is evil.
Rumor is Satan had been invited to the freakouts, but left even before Will Smith did, allegedly. And we have Sissy SpaceX, Elmo Scum, Space Karen, and unelected President Hairplugs going through government agencies, cutting budgets and firing people that handle food safety, cancer research, air traffic control, veterans medical care, and the savings are amazing. $65 billion. No, wait, sorry. They claimed $8 billion on one case, and it was only $8 million. Claimed savings for programs that weren't approved, and they counted others multiple times, and then on contracts that weren't even done, not paid, or didn't exist. So, it's under $100 million. They cut veteran services. That's right. People who heal veterans gone. Yesterday, all the Republicans voted for a bill that cut health care by $880 billion. So do me a favor, people. Get a generator and a CPAP machine and hook grandma up. Then move her in with you because, well, she is going to have to sell her house and spend your inheritance to buy insulin. Trump has put out a video that with AI takes you on a tour of Trump Gaza. And the biggest lie is this statue where Trump isn't in lifts, doesn't have a gut, and isn't leaning. The only thing accurate about this statue is that Melania can't be found near it. Here's a statue that has been approved for accuracy and truth. So we're here now. And I want you to know something. This is not a drill, people. We are now a month into Sweet Potato Hitler's blitzkrieg through the federal government. In that time, by the way, gas prices have spiked, egg prices have doubled, tariffs are about to add 25% plus to everything, and we have no workers to pick the food that we need to eat. Workers in charge of our nuclear stockpile were fired by some dickhead still covered in placenta while their boss trips on ketamine. After the FAA chief and the FAA Security Commission were fired, 7 plane crashes. It's going swimmingly. Measles has broken out and is spreading unchecked.
There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective.
Bird flu is raging and has now jumped species. Millions of cattle infected.
Supposing we hit the body with a very powerful light.
COVID's still here and changing.
It's going to disappear. One day it's like a miracle. It will disappear.
Elmo and his gang of failed sperm are destroying departments with no rhyme or reason, people. It's crazy. No examination, and they're getting it wrong. There's no 150-year-olds getting Social Security. These 12-year-old dipshits don't know the old-ass COBOL code. Idiots. And drunk Uncle Pete Hegseth fired the head of the Joint Chiefs, a 4-star general fighter pilot, 40-year veteran warfighter who's kept the country safe and done a phenomenal job. But he's black. Trump already hired him, by the way. Hegseth also fired another 40-year warfighter, head of the Navy, who for 20 years, Lisa Franchetti, commanded a destroyer. And for the other 20, ran the Navy. But because she's a woman, gotta go. You fragile fucking mediocre white men. Trump, the dumbest, most uncultured boob, has taken over the Kennedy Center. He shut down the JFK library. I get that. He's not a reader. He's taken over the post office. Why? To control ballots in the next election. Are you stupid? They've invaded 270 million Americans' private information at the IRS, Social Security, Medicare, and the Pentagon. These motherfuckers are throwing up Nazi salutes. And they're doing it to get you used to it. It's a failed white man's wet dream, frankly. Do not think this is over in 4 years, people, and do not wait until it gets deadly to react. It took Hitler roughly 7 weeks to end a free Germany. People thought it would just go away. It didn't. A world war ensued and millions died. So may I say, wake the fuck up. Call your rep and do it now. Leave a message, a pissed off message. Find out about your town hall and do this. Please let these pricks know that no matter how much money Space Elmo has, we will vote you the fuck out. And to those who think this is an overact, that Titus, come on, man. This can't happen here. It's fucking happening here. Today. And for the last month. The last time we couldn't have imagined how bad he could destroy, how inept this dipshit was. This time he's got a crew of assholes, and frankly, they don't care about you or this country. Get mad. Stop being confused because it's what they want. They're taking apart the government. Do you get that? And they're doing it without Congress and without the courts, without approval, without the rule of law, legal standing, and with the morality of Satan. Sorry, with the morality of P. Diddy. Show up, get pissed, let them know that this is our country.
You've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Don't be dumb, people. This is a coup, period. Use your free speech, because if you don't, you may only get it for a couple more weeks. This is the end of my TED Talk. Subscribe. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. God damn it, man. We told you this shit was going to happen. We told you exactly what was going to happen. We didn't know it was going to be like this. We didn't know that Elon Musk was just going to rape every freaking bit part of the government and then say, oh, we're saving money. No, you're not. No, you fucking moron. Hey everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. How you guys doing? With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
There can be only one. I don't know why I felt like singing.
I know, I liked it. I like, there can be only one. I am so, the last time I was this exhausted was right before COVID. I'm watching the TV. I'm watching a country get their life sucked out of it. I'm watching, like, that's why I kind of wrote the Armageddon Update like I did, because I'm like, we're fucked has never been more true.
It sounded, you went down a list of all the things that just happened like yesterday. That sounded like something like from The Onion. Like it sounded so fake.
Yeah.
Like if we would imagine this, like, could you imagine? This is extrapolate. Like
Measles?
Yeah.
We lost a kid to measles. Somebody died in 2025
right.
from measles. Okay, just making sure.
It's also like the Black Plague too, I guess, is coming back since he came in. Let's just go to all diseases that we don't see anymore. Polio's on a roll. What are we doing?
That's what, frighteningly enough, made Mitch McConnell take a stand against RFK, and he knows him.
But that's a sentence you never hear. Mitch McConnell took a stand.
Yes. Well, he had to get up from the sack.
What?
Oh, it was in Lubbock. I dated a guy from Lubbock.
Elon cut the people who were studying Ebola. And he's like, oops.
And cancer research.
I love this. He goes, well, we're going to make mistakes sometime. Hey, it's not a company, asshole.
Seriously.
You don't just shut down the line and stop it. It's not a business. It's not a business.
Can everybody go watch RFK during his Senate confirmation hearing and tell me what the absolute
Go ahead.
Fuck.
Get it. Yeah.
I think he said he's made out of baseball mitt and brainworm.
It wasn't it was the baseball mitt thing, because you kept seeing him in a split screen with very suddenly baby bottom smooth skin senators, and you never thought that about them before, except they were on the other side.
Yeah, it's Grassley, and Chuck Grassley. Chuck Grassley looks really like he moisturizes.
Yeah, he does.
Compared to RFK, he looks really good.
Are you
and twitching, and like, guys, come on, he didn't used to do heroin. He still do too. Like, it's a problem. What is going on?
I think we have someone who's by far zero qualified. I mean, more. I mean, then again, I was going to say, on the scale of total clown that Trump is putting in, he's right there in the middle. He's right there. Oh. He's in a sweet spot.
It's like, not even. I wish he just put inept people in there, because he's putting in people that are just like almost destructive. Not almost.
Yes.
They are destructive.
Inept was before.
Yeah.
RFK, during the cabinet meeting today, they had their first cabinet meeting. He is your HHS secretary. He announced that there have been two measles deaths.
Sorry, Health and Human Services. Just health and human services. People.
Services.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Helping humans. That's pretty much it. Let's break it down.
Services.
That's not happening.
He said there have been 2 deaths. There's only been 1.
And then he said...
That was way too clear.
He doesn't know. I'm sorry. I know. Twitch. Make your eye twitch.
This happens every year. That we had 4 outbreaks, and then last year we had 16.
I will overlay a catcher's mitt.
That was good, and it
just
bothered me.
rolling symbol.
That bothered me. That was good. Let's not do that anymore.
It's too good.
It was very good. CNN. It's not clear why Kennedy said there were 2 deaths, but he says a bunch of dumb stuff. So he also referenced past measles outbreaks when asked a question about that death, and he said, "So it's not unusual. You have measles outbreaks every year."
Hey, 100 years ago we had a COVID thing. We have another thing. We're good.
It's not unusual for
It's
planes
not
to
unusual.
crash.
In
It's
the
not unusual.
timeline of history,
Yeah.
from the dinosaurs to now, shit's happened.
People get sick.
Shit's happened. Come on. We had a comet hit. We had a couple of wars. We had the Black Death. It's just normal for the horrors of history to come upon us. And it has nothing to do with the inept fucks that are currently running our country.
Speaking of whores, Elon Musk impregnated a 26-year-old right-wing podcaster, vlogger, whatever, substacker.
13th kid.
13th child.
EIEIO, I think is going to be his name.
X. You gotta have an X for some reason.
EIEIO.
What is his thing with X?
25 or 624. I don't know the kid's name.
Every time I read the 3 kids with Grimes,
right?
How do you say those things?
Oh,
other than the most recent one that hangs out with him all the time, he has a xanthan gum.
They call him X.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Right.
I don't give a shit. At one point, so there was a thing in California where everybody started naming their kids. This started happening in the 80s.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
Names
the hippies
like
had kids.
Jet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like
with 2 T's.
JETT, right? Rainbow.
Kenny for a girl.
Kenny was named after my dad.
I do love that.
Yeah,
those crazy people.
Yeah, so exactly. Part of the group, totally carrying the flag in the stupid child name parade.
Actually,
I'm from. That's
and
me.
And now an insight into Christopher Titus of Christmas Past. When I first moved here in 2006, he was anti-vax, and he referenced Jenny McCarthy and told me that vaccines were not safe for children.
Looking back.
Okay.
Now,
but
let's talk.
You read something.
To be fair, you did vaccinate your children.
I read. And then I realized
I talked to
Jenny
a doctor.
McCarthy's not a doctor. That's what I realized. Just because I did a guest spot on one of her sitcoms, she was not a doctor. So here's what happened. I read a bunch of stuff. I read about thimerosal, and then I just read another study today or yesterday about it. And guess what, guys? Full of shit. Vaccines are fine. They work all the time. Guess who's dying and guess who's in critical care for measles right now? Everybody. Every single one of them. Not vaxxed. Guess what I've never had? Measles. You know why? I got vaxxed.
That was based on one debunked study.
Repeatedly debunked
at
study.
the time that it wasn't, the knowledge of it being debunked wasn't quite, known. So people were just like, hey, this is, we've got this more cases of autism, which was just because we know how to identify it now.
Right.
So they were putting it.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
A lot of kids, I can think back now. I'm like,
autistic, yeah. We didn't used to have autism. No, we didn't have the word.
Exactly.
Our parents were just like, get outside and play, and you're locked out till sundown. And just kids that needed help didn't
bang
get
your
it.
head against the outside of the house.
Exactly.
That's how that went. You were autistic. We just called you. We just called you busy.
Go drink from that water hose that's been in the sun.
Exactly. It's not vaccines. It's drinking from a water
Plastic
hose.
Heated up every day.
Yeah.
Pure
Water
toxins.
hose.
You're drinking water from a melted garden hose. This is going to be healthy.
Do you remember though? Because during the LA fires, we're in them. We're never out of them.
There was one on the way home.
Yeah. Do you remember when we went and we came up with the white trash sprinkler rig for the house?
Yeah, I fixed it.
And they have the sprinkler that goes.
They used to run playing when you were a kid.
And that's what we bought, but they have a new high-speed motor one. That's
like a silly one?
Yeah,
one
we
of those
bought, no,
it
it's
goes
still the same, but the streams are not little trickles. They're actually a little more
like more of a
powerful, and
mist.
that's what we bought 6 of. But that was...
They are duct taped to my roof.
That was
with a slip and slide
afternoon. Do you remember? It would go, and you'd go... dunk over it, and you'd wait half an hour, and then dunk.
And so both sides were just like,
no sunscreen.
The lawn would literally die before it came back the second time.
the whole yard was quicksand in an hour.
I was so tanned. My family called me Beach Buddy.
Yeah.
Look at her laying out in the sun all day. I was so dark. And now I
skin
think,
cancer.
right.
Mm-hmm.
My dad actually did get melanoma that spread to his lungs, and he had to have part of his lung removed a few years ago. So
I had it too.
Speaking of doctors.
So let's talk about that. That thimerosal, basically, they did studies on it. And here's where RFK is a really a piece of shit. He actually was quoting a study, and he was what he did was he read the study. It was about on vaccines and autism, and vaccines on how thimerosal gets out of your system. So they tested kids who had it was the mercury based. Thimerosal is a mercury based thing. And they were saying that they could detect normal mercury if they got it, if they drank it, but thimerosal, because it's an ethyl whatever it is, look it up.
Mm-hmm.
It actually they found zero. It's an ethyl merman. No one should get vaccines.
You'll be swell, you'll be great. You got the whole world on the plate. Starting here, starting now.
Don't get vaccines, and anyhow. Wow.
You really nailed that.
He's very
ethyl.
good at his ethyl.
I've been waiting to do that.
Ethyl, whatever it is, they found it in none of it in the children's bodies. But they detected all of it in when they would test their feces. So it was getting pushed through the body, and so these vaccines that they say, oh my God, you're shooting it. No. It was actually, your body was actually taking the vaccine, doing what it's supposed to do, and getting rid of anything that might have been bad. Yeah.
Speaking of dying, a meeting of the FDA that happens every year where they choose the composition of this year's flu vaccine has now been canceled with zero explanation. Now, my dad, who's 82, gets that every year, and my dad believes in that because it keeps him alive.
Wait.
They've canceled it.
Wait.
And they won't say why.
Wait, they're not going to give people
So you know how
flu
every
vaccines?
year the composition of the flu vaccine changes
right,
based on the strains of the year
yes.
prior, which is why it doesn't necessarily prevent you from getting the flu, but it does help you not die.
Yeah.
Because it has some of that composition.
Can we be clear about vaccines?
Yes.
Guys, everybody who says, you still got COVID, didn't you? Yeah, that's how vaccines work. Here's how. If you don't get a vaccine, COVID fills your lungs with snot and kills you. If you get a vaccine and you get COVID, what happens is you go for a couple of days and you sweat in the middle of the night for an hour. That's what happens. That's what vaccines do. They don't stop it. They actually bring down the severity of it. And that's why you get vaccines, you dumb fucks.
Or you just don't get it.
Yeah. No. God damn it. God.
He still hasn't had it. But to be fair, he also hasn't had sex in 17 years.
That's true. He hasn't seen it. He only goes his house and here. Then again, he's around a child that just is a petri dish.
Oh.
He's just his son is just a petri dish.
Usually, Kenny and Jack got brought so much crap home. We never knew what Ebola or monkeypox was coming home, and they always smelled like it too. Do you remember how that smell was in the backseat of the car when you picked them up?
Man.
It's that classroom smell. Do you know that smell?
Yeah.
We've all walked
dirty
into a
hair.
kindergarten class or a preschool and you went into survival mode.
Yeah, it's like ancient boogers
it was
in here.
fight or flight. You're like, what? I have to get out of here. Your body just go, run.
You feel sticky on the way out.
Yeah, and you didn't touch anything.
Yeah.
You didn't touch anything.
Always steamy. Always. Even in the middle of winter. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
That was pretty heinous. Speaking of things that we love, this episode brought to you by Harry's Razors. I don't know. I don't like to say Harry's Razors because they make so many products that we love and use. Yeah. See, he does this every time No, you didn't shave today.
Well, I shaved yesterday.
Right.
But
See how I know Harry's?
But if you go
It's
this way,
barely, right after you shave with a Harry's razor, there is nothing there. You go against the grain and there's no grain. It's crazy.
Babies look like Wolverine. When you're done with the shave with Harry's razor, they're like, that baby's got some hair on him.
I like the speed of it because I don't even need anything. I just go pop, 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 pop.
Where do you
use
Okay, be careful because they're really good. They're really good.
Yeah.
But what I did once,
just careful of my
Adam's
Adam's
apple.
apple.
I was like straight, and I just did that just a little sideways, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So their razors are really good.
I know you're not supposed to say the talking points talking. I don't know why I said that
Talking
like that.
points.
Talking point. But I think this one, it says, here's an idea. Tell a funny story, a time a joke didn't land. And I'm like, I beg your pardon. Why did they send
you,
maybe
sir?
one time you bombed on stage or couldn't impress a date. Oh, they included you.
Why are they saying
I
that?
haven't
Why are
had
they,
one.
why
It's
they
like
want
they'll
us
give you thought starters and ad copy in all the companies. And sometimes we do, sometimes I don't. But
How is that really
I
to
read
shade
that
him?
and got offended.
Yeah, I am
for
too.
him and
well,
for me.
and me, I have 3 stories to go. Bang! Here's my top 3
That's
fuck-ups.
what I did too.
Oh, okay. So
I was there for one of yours, and you've told me repeatedly about
which
another
one
one.
were you?
Skechers.
Oh God!
And
God.
you've been there for all
I
of
ran
them.
into that dude. Remember the dude that opened it?
I don't want to say don't say his name.
No, he's
because he
great.
did get some
He
fame
bought a
after that.
Cybertruck, and I thought, perfect.
Oh.
I saw him on the
He
road.
did?
Yes, saw him on the road.
Oh. Anyway,
He pulled up next to me. Hey, man, Titus, it's me. Remember me? We did bad did. I was like,
Uh-oh,
oh yeah.
I know who that is
I
now.
go, how's it going, man?
It's not Ethel Merman.
He talked
It's
to
not
you?
Ethel Merman. Yeah. I did a show with you.
I bought a
Skechers.
So, not every joke delivers, but Harry's always does.
Oh
Hey.
no! Please, guys, please don't send us pictures. We're good.
All
we
of
got it.
my
You just bombed.
bombing, yeah.
We
my absolute worst.
I know this one.
What?
Denver.
And that's where I killed.
Because
But I went to audition for the Montreal Comedy Festival,
Made it
and
very
I had
important.
just lost my mom like weeks before. And
good time to get on stage and make people laugh. By the way,
and
your
yes,
best friend, you're the person that grounded you
You're
to the
not
earth.
going through anything.
Let's
You're
go.
free and
And,
clear.
you know what? I'm going to be so jovial and out there. Go ahead.
So I made it very important, and everything meant it was writing on that. And then
And you were right because you're still doing a podcast.
everybody told me, him, that because I tell stories, I had how many minutes? Like 3 or 5? It was some tiny amount where I could not tell one of my stories. So it was suggested that I just take my favorite jokes and put them all in a, and try and remember that and make it flow next Tuesday.
Now, a lot of people would have just rehearsed it 100 times.
Yeah, no, I was busy. But then I tried. I was not in a great space looking back.
Exactly.
Then I got on stage and everybody before me, it's a Denver crowd downtown club, and everybody was like, hometown Denver, yeah! And instead of just not having them say anything, I said, tell them I'm LA. And
no, you didn't.
boy, it was dead silence
Boy, that's how you can
when
relate.
I walked out already.
His best friend is Osama bin Laden, and he thinks Saddam Hussein is the man. Ladies and gentlemen.
So none of this was
came
an
from a P.
ad.
Diddy
I
party.
just wanted to share my worst time. And yours, when did you bomb on a date?
Recently.
Other than one I know.
I married a lesbian.
Did-
That is a 10-year bomb.
By the way,
Okay?
but you win.
Listen.
I think he.
What do you mean?
He win. You win. You know,
That's a
by the way,
quick-
that's you. You have that's gold
Yeah.
star. Is what
Somehow
that is.
Harry knows us. So a
for the
lot of
chocolate
these
man.
products, so like we said about their razors, I've never experienced a shave like that. I still remember I was in San Francisco when I decided to use yours. It was like, where were you when JFK was shot or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
shouldn't remember, but I had never experienced that before.
Phenomenal.
And then I went online to buy my own, and I was shocked that it was like less than half the price of the ones that I was going to CVS to buy, or we were getting at Costco, because we were trying to save money because we were leveraging our
because-
house for them.
Yeah, because razors are not locked up at Costco. In a Costco, you can't buy 6; you have to buy 60, and they come in at like it's literally grab
Yeah.
any box.
Yeah, they last one time.
Yeah.
They're like
Yeah,
single
That was
use.
the thing too. So
Shit.
also
They come
try.
in a piece of cardboard the size of a ping pong table, and you're
It's
like,
like-
okay, I guess this is all the razors.
Also,
I'm
their
ever gonna-
prices stay
Yep.
so low. The body wash, it's like this big. I think it's like 16 ounces. It's $7. The Redwood is the shit.
And
The
they're big.
Redwood
Mine doesn't have
deodorant is
a pump.
too.
It's got like a crank.
Yeah.
Like an old
It's a great-
Thomas
it's great.
Edison light switch.
So they have that starter kit you guys know about, German engineered blades made in
What
their
is
own
train?
factory that stay sharp longer. You can customize your delivery options. I recommend doing that so that you don't forget, because you will panic when you run out. And they run around as low as $2 each instead of the $5, I think we were spending on each. So you get that razor, the weighted handle, the foaming shave gel, and a travel cover. You'll get that for just $3 at harrys.com/bombshell. That trial set's normally $13. Right now, $3 at harrys.com/BOMBSHELL for your $3 trial set.
If you've listened to us for any time at all and you have not purchased a Harry's product, you just don't get it. You should not listen to us.
We're gonna, like Elon, you're fired.
It's just like I have I should take a picture of the shower. And it's just I have 2 of the giant pump ones. I've got 2 different shampoos, and there's 2 under my cabinet for later. And I went to get the hair gel because I used the hair paste, and I couldn't find it, and I was panicking.
Oh yeah.
It gets so
it's
the best.
The truck.
And the razors are just I can't use anything.
Try
else.
it once.
I can't use anything.
You won't send it back.
Let's talk about something. And this happened again, and I want to point it out to people because it's the fucking weirdest thing I've ever seen. Oh, we've got so much to talk about today. But
yeah, it's kind of exhausting.
It's not just exhausting. You know, it feels like let's go through world history for the last 100 years, and it happened last week.
Yes.
All of the trauma. Yeah.
It happened. Remember World War II, Vietnam. That was Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was Wednesday, Thursday. So
that made me think of Stuntman Tommy. That was his thing. Whenever I would do the news. If you've been listening that long, God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you. And don't take a picture of us earlier. So he gets up at the cabinet meeting today. And there's a cabinet meeting. This is all the new cabinet members. And I'm sure, like, if you're in politics and you want to remember something, you're going to have an ego on you. You wanted that job for a reason. You wanted the part of you as an egomaniac, and you need it. As if you're a stand-up comedian, musician, stand-up comedian. So we get that. Musk gets up. Yeah. Musk is upstanding over the cabinet and telling them what's going on. And I watch Trump, and Trump just says this. And someone said something to me. I was on Threads talking about why I believe that Trump is a double agent. We did a podcast Armageddon Update about it, and talked about how it goes back to 87, 6 and 7. They've got hundreds of $1 millions from the Russians. There were most of the people that rented Trump Tower in New York were Russians. They would buy the condos in Miami too. Russian money, cash money, because what happened is they would buy them. Let's say buy a big Trump Tower penthouse thing for $2 million, right? And then they pay cash. And then a year later, they sell it for 2.5. Right. So the money's laundered. That's how that shit works. Right. So here's what happens. I'm watching it today, and I'm thinking, and this hit me the first time when EIEIO was with him, or XYZPQ. I don't know whether Xanth. Yeah. So when that kid was there, I thought, I kept telling her, I go, look at this. I go, you've got the biggest egomaniac we've ever had as president sitting there quietly with his arms folded, while this guy who's not elected and is fucking, I just want to point out the disrespect level here. Did you ever see Obama bring not only anybody else's kid in the Oval Office on camera during a press conference, but even his own kids? Obama's kids Biden's kids never ran around while they were doing crack, but that's not the point. He was running around, but he had a pool and hookers. But no little kids were ever running. We just watched something like, what the fuck? Yes. Why is there a fucking child at a press conference while
talking shit to the president
while the president does this
and listens to him? Yes.
So someone said that, and I thought this too. I thought, well, Putin and Elon Musk have been talking for a couple of years now. That is verified. Elon even said it. I talked to Putin. So I believe, and Putin has been KGB forever, and he is, and look up Agent Krasnov for me while I'm talking about this.
That's how he got into power.
Yeah, that's how he got into power. And he's been bringing Trump there as long as we can remember. It goes back all the way to 87. Whatever he has on Trump, Putin has told Musk. Musk has now said, hey, motherfucker, I'm just going to talk. What are you going to do? What you going to do? Well, I brought this up online, and someone said, no. He goes, Putin has told him he will kill him. I said,
that Putin will kill him.
That Putin will kill Trump or his family. And I started laughing. He goes, you're right. He wouldn't care about his family. Because Trump doesn't care about his family. But I mean, that's just a theory. But it's the weirdest thing to watch an unelected guy get up in front of the most egocentric human being we've ever seen, and him shut up while this fucking mumbly guy with Asperger's tries to explain what his 12-year-old fucking computer geeks are doing. It's
like why
something's way.
David Krasnoff, Martin Krasnoff, and Brian Krasnoff are all agents with a luxury real estate agency featured in USA Today.
No, I'm talking about.
Well, I put in Agent Krasnoff, and that's what came up.
Do you want a condo in Miami? Krasnoff,
Would you
Russian.
like a condo?
Would you like condo in Miami with money? How dirty is your money? Come to see me. Call me.
Okay. Convicted assassin is Russian security agent. Kremlin acknowledges. Would that be the guy?
No, there was a guy.
There's a lot of
That's like Smith in Russian.
Russian KGB.
Oh,
just to look up this, Russian KGB agent says that Trump has been an asset, Russian asset since '87. With his agent name is Krasnov. There you go.
It's true. When have we ever seen Trump not try to dominate the room?
Shut up.
He even tries to dominate a handshake.
Shut up. Have you ever seen him do a speech where he just starts making shit? At least he goes into improv mode where he just starts.
Yeah, because he just wants to own the room. That's all he wants to do.
Musk is in the room.
He
just
sits
fucking.
the fuck down.
Isn't it? It's fucking weird.
Now he's like 80 now. I mean, I get that he wants to stay seated, but
he has no problem when Musk isn't there talking like shit.
He's kind of problem.
Oh, see, because we got some. As we're talking,
His name is not Krasnov. It's
Krasnov.
Alnor Musayev.
No. He says that Trump's name is
Krasnov. Yeah, you threw
Krasnov.
them all together. A startling claim has emerged from a former Soviet intelligence officer, but how is he alive? Alleging Donald Trump was enlisted by the KGB in 1987 and at that time given the code name Krasnov. It says it's caused a stir and huge media interest, but I haven't heard about it.
They used to do shows in the 70s,
hold on.
right?
No, it must not be true because Rachel hasn't heard about it.
Well, I had stopped watching the news.
There you go.
They did HR Puffin stuff,
I haven't watched the news in a week.
Oh, HR Puffin stuff was so good.
It's been great. It was a claim made by a 71-year-old ex-chief of Kazakhstan's National Security Committee named Alnur Musayev.
I'm surprised that's still searchable because I feel like looking this stuff up is going to start getting scrubbed.
Yeah.
Oh,
right, because
already
Google's bending the knee.
But what we're Google's bending the knee, Zuckerberg's bending the knee. Just so you fuckers know, we will remember. The people in history. First of all, you will be forgotten. But when this just ends, you will be remembered. You are fucking this country up.
Other people think that he's more likely a useful idiot than Putin's agent.
Well, that's the same. I mean, that's the same thing, though.
Yeah, it's not an agent. No, I would say that Trump's not exactly James Bond.
Yeah.
James Bond doesn't wear a diaper.
Yeah. He's spit take. Come on.
It almost happened, and then I thought I was going to die.
Okay, let's talk about that. So there is more people. There is more evidence. Listen, if we had this much evidence on Hunter Biden. As we had the same amount of evidence that Trump's a Russian agent, that Hunter Biden did business in Ukraine and did corruption, he would be in jail.
Oh, dude, the irony of all the things that the fucking MAGA dumbasses and the Republicans have been screaming about. The email security, emails.
It all stops.
The fucking this just came out. Check this out. Are they coming for the guns?
Yeah,
now, didn't Trump just say
Bondi and Trump sat down?
Guns.
Bondi said we're going to go for people that had any convictions.
It's their guy that is doing all this shit.
Just so you guys know what Hitler did. Just so you guys know, and let's keep on the Hitler. Let's keep on the Hitler hit list. Mm-hmm. When Hitler came in power, the only people who could have guns were his people. The SS could have guns, and the Nazi party have guns, but citizens had their guns taken away. Mm-hmm. Citizens had their guns taken away. And you remember, these are people that thought guns were a good thing before he got in office. So what Trump's doing, there's two things he's doing right now, and I believe this is what's happening, and you guys can just, again, welcome to Conspiracy Minute with Christopher Titus. So yeah, what'd she say?
No, I said,
Oh, so here's what I think they're planning. So what he's done since day one is throw Elon Musk in there and it is literally the craziest. It's like someone throwing ninja stars in a preschool. It's just fucking insane what they're doing. Cutting people's jobs. There was a guy that was a rescue guy from Yosemite and he was on going, yeah, he goes, I've hung off cliffs to save people's lives. He goes, and they just fired me. And so they're firing people that take care of veterans, that literally save veterans' lives. Yeah, gotta go.
Yeah, they are.
So some of this stuff is so heinous. I keep thinking, why? Why the fuck would he do this? And then I thought, this is his second term. He's got to go all in. See, the last time he had a shot at winning, so he had to go for the election, maybe get a second term. This time he doesn't have a shot at winning. He has to leave no matter what. So I believe what's about to happen is, and this gun thing kicked it off for me, was they're going to do some more crazy shit. At one point, it's already started on town halls. It's already started. You pointed that. Ken showed me some shit. I was like, oh, well, I saw some too, but I thought you showed me. I was like, this is awesome.
And it's not just one place.
Yeah, it's all over.
And so what will happen is he will push it to the point where there's going to be a large protest, a massive protest. At that point, Hegseth will unleash the military. This is what I think, my theory. Will unleash the military on that public. Now, people will get hurt. People will get killed. It will be a horror show. Trump will then shut down, say we have to impose martial law to control it. This is what Hitler did too, because then Hitler could say, I'm the strong man. I calmed it down. And once he does that, then he fucking wins. And it's over. And then if anytime anyone fucking speaks up again, boom, get shot down. So I think he's trying to push it to martial law at this point. I think
so to what end? So that he just becomes a king?
Yes, and then what happened? And then what happened?
I don't know what's after that.
But also, admires.
And what did we just learn from Ukraine? Once you impose martial law, you can't have an election.
And yes, and please remember his first term that everyone from his cabinet came out later and said all he talked about was, well, let's just claim martial law. Kelly, General Kelly, Barr, John Bolton.
John Bolton said
AG Bondi told Trump in a video that about Florida's plan to implement a gun violence restraining order.
And you know why? Because you could unleash it on liberals. You could say, oh, you guys can't have guns.
But the other thing that is, and I have to be careful about this one because this is the Washington Times.
Yeah, run by China.
Well,
the Epic Times.
I have a family member that gets published in this quite often.
God bless them.
They are, the spin that they're putting on it is not correct, but what they're saying is that he just signed an executive order protecting Second Amendment rights and has directed Bondi to begin a sweeping review of federal firearms regulations and government agency actions that, quote, eroded the rights of gun owners from Biden administration. She is now under presidential directive to examine dozens of orders, regulations, lawsuits, pending lawsuits. So that would be not Sandy Hook, but the one in Florida. Isn't it funny how you don't know the names of the worst tragedy? Uvalde, parents that are Parkland,
right?
Pulse
nightclub,
or Pulse. Instead of Pulse
nightclub.
Whenever we do the workouts with Tony Horton, Sean always Sean is the one that gets annoyed when we say Pulse. It's not Pulse, it's Pulse. Anyway, one of those things I happen to know of because I have a family member that's in federal law enforcement. There was an issue with the ATF. Have you been hearing inklings of this? Washington Times believes they must be reined in. They instituted a zero tolerance policy that required inspectors to revoke federal firearms licenses of individual firearms dealers or gun stores over clerical errors. So if there's clerical errors, they put simple clerical errors. But if there's any issue with
it's a gun, right? Like, should there be no clerical
error? The license, yes. Then ATF was like, that if there's a problem on that license, it's out. Well, obviously the Washington Times takes
so now you can just write it's a gray gun. What's the serial number?
Also,
it's gray. It's gray.
This is the one I've heard of. This was the one I was thinking
of. Got a brown handle on it. Gray and brown.
ATF had instituted the pistol brace rule, which classifies pistols equipped with stabilizing braces as short-barreled rifles under the National Firearms Act. Also,
so they're going to revoke that?
That it's going to be reviewed. She's reviewing everything. It's all under review.
So there's, just so you guys know, they're setting up. So I was reading about. I always go. It's funny.
Also,
this is a weird sentence.
One more thing. To take away the ATFs engaged in the business rulemaking. So the ATF, they're called alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
All right, they can't talk about cigarettes or booze or guns now. What,
They
you mean
had-
the ATF? Yeah, fuck them. ATF. came.
ATF has the frame or receiver rule. This is on the chopping block, which interpreted federal firearms statutes to restrict partially completed frames or receivers, such as parts kits, under the National
guns.
Firearms Act and Gun Control Act. Just get rid of all that. Get rid of all the regulation that we've had in the last 20 years since.
All 2 laws.
Well, that's just the ATF, but I would bet you that they will try a federal, because in California,
Right.
you have
We
a
have gun
cooling
laws.
down period.
Right.
We also have a 10 bullet clip
Right.
law.
We have limit.
There are different things, and you have to go take a test first, pass that multiple choice test
Wait.
for dummies.
I got to take a test for a gun?
You don't even need to study for it. I went and yeah.
That seems weird. I don't have to take a test to drive a car.
Yeah.
I don't have a test to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
It's-
Oh, fuck. Wait. Yeah, I do. Oh, shit.
Well, I don't know if holding a gun is quite like being a doctor, but it is good to have.
Yeah, but you have someone's life in your
Safety.
hand. You have someone's life in your hand. It's exactly like being a doctor.
policies
My point was
surrounding.
that it's somebody's life in your hands.
He's still
So
staring
if
at
you
me.
just let a doctor, if you just let a doctor just
is
go
he
nuts
still
and don't
looking
test
at me?
him, then he can kill people. If you let someone with a gun just go nuts and don't test them, what could they do?
We're gonna be here a long time. And he's back. This episode brought to you by AG1.
Yay!
Love this company. This stuff really has changed my health, I believe. Gut health for sure. So if you don't know what it is, you need to. It is a powder. It is green. You get a tin, you use a scoop, you put it in a shaker bottle with some water and a drop of D3K2, and you are done for the day. You can stop taking all the vitamins, all the supplements, the probiotics
'Cause
that I
how
was
many does
buying
it
at
have?
Whole Foods for $100 a bottle.
How many does it have in there? How many vitamins, minerals,
All
and,
of them.
and adaptogens? does
Do
it have?
you know?
I think it's 75.
Wow. Over.
Over.
Oh, you know what's interesting? Actually, because I do use this, I get marketing emails and informational emails from them. And I just got one yesterday that said that they are changing the formulation again because this product is always undergoing testing and R&D and things. So they have found as they learn even more, it just keeps getting better and better. I think they've had over 50 iterations.
I love that. I love when someone doesn't just lock it down. That's great. That's awesome. Also, it's a green powder, but they've taken all the green taste out of it.
Amen.
They left no green in it. Like when you drink it, you're not. Sometimes you drink some things that are green. You taste them like there's some green in this. This
Yes.
doesn't have
It
any
It
tastes
green.
really
like red or
doesn't. And I
blue.
don't know
Yeah,
how.
it doesn't have green.
I would love to have them on the podcast to discuss how they did
Yeah, it's
that.
a very.
What
it's a
is
tropical-
it that tastes?
it's just it goes. Listen, if I'm going to take a supplement and it's got to be a green powder, it's so much better if it goes down easy because then you want to take it the next day and the next day. I went through a wheatgrass thing and it was just
Oof,
like
it was so
it was
weedy
heinous, man.
and grassy.
It tastes worse than weed and grass.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
just the amping up. Like I had to amp myself up like I was about to run in the Olympics. Like I had to go, okay, let's go.
Pace around a little bit.
Oh man. Ugh.
Well, the thing is, AG1 has wheatgrass. So,
But it doesn't taste like it.
no, but you are getting things like that you can't handle because they're so gnarly and it's all put into this powder for you. And then you get your stuff, your nutritional stuff done for the day. Just eat well. But I use mine before working out now with a little bit of colostrum.
And I put a bit of lemon juice in mine.
He does do that. I did notice that. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. So when it comes to your health, you want something that you can trust for sure. Go on their website and read about it. You can see the studies. You can see the ingredients. That's why we use it with science-backed ingredients and real benefits. I can feel AG1 makes it easy to support overall wellness every day. So right now, if you get this deal, they're offering new subscribers a free $76 gift. When you sign up, you'll get the welcome kit, a bottle of that D3K2 I told you about, and you get 5 free travel packs, which are super awesome. They're small enough to fit in the neck of a water bottle. Put the cap on, shake it up. It's pretty awesome. You get all that in your first box. Make sure to check out drinkag1.com/Titus to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/Titus.
Again, good stuff. We always have good stuff.
It's like spring cleaning for your gut.
Yeah, so we've got for your colon. We've got
That was the word I was looking for.
So we've gone Trump Gaza. Fuck, man.
Are the resorts built yet?
We're in phase
no.
two.
There's no. You got to bring it up. Bring up the AI generated Trump Gaza commercial that he's running on True Social.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I have not watched
There
it.
is okay. All right. You want to talk about you Christians? What you never represent the golden calf, right? Literally in this video, there is a 30-foot statue of gold Trump with really long legs and a flat stomach.
A very flat
And as
stomach.
I said in the Armageddon, it's not accurate because Melania is nowhere near him. But it's not accurate.
Elon is.
It's not accurate at all. Like it is.
Oh God, it's got a gold Trump Gaza hotel with the bubble Vegas lights that spell out Trump Gaza.
Holy
where all these people have been slaughtered. And children have died.
Well, I think what the Holy Land needs is a casino. They could all theme it. They could theme it great. They could, come on over to the manger slots. You could,
and pray for.
we could actually
pray for the rain. Make it rain.
By the way, hit one and feed yourself with manna for a month. You get 3 crackers. I'm just saying, like he's going to build a casino in Gaza.
We are 3 crackers. It actually
That's
makes
a great
me
name for the
sick.
It made me ill.
Yeah,
you should see the video. Watch the video. It's crazy.
It's just so even beyond that all these children have died there and starved to death there.
So on their bones, let's build a casino on top of them.
Okay, so if you guys, this is what's in it. And he posted it. It has the towering golden statue of Trump and depicts men in apparent drag dancing in bikinis on the beach. So I don't think it was fact checked before it went out. Trump is enjoying a belly dancer, and a man that looks like Elon Musk is being showered with cash in the form of U.S. currency.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
By the way, you should see. It's a whole video. These aren't stills. They did an AI generated video. Welcome to Trump Gaza.
I thought we were trying to save money. They're making fucking real estate videos.
33 seconds long, and it shows, dear God,
it
shows the rubble. Let me just tell you guys.
It opens
so
on the war-torn Gaza.
It shows the actual Gaza. It says Gaza, and the opening is a child on the ground in the rubble and a man with a machine gun, standing over him. And then it says 2025 and then it shows the people walk through an apparent tunnel. And through that tunnel is
Golden Trump.
That's to the parking area.
And that kid now works in valet.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Atlantic City. Yep. It's very Trump cheesy.
Very shitty, yep.
And it shows the beach with the little cabanas that you can rent for $500 US with bottle service and several yachts in front of that.
Get some vodka where Jesus walked on water. And by the way, get a holy water goose and holy water.
Children with barely any clothing on because they've just gone through war, holding hands, walking through that broken down tunnel into this beach with the yachts, and then suddenly it's a bustling street with palm trees. It looks like Florida, and a lot of very expensive cars going by, and then people eating very rich, fatty food. And there's a child with a massive, like 5 times his size, golden Donald Trump head balloon.
Oh my
Mylar God. Balloon.
Is this by The Simpsons?
Oh my! The Simpsons wouldn't even gone this far.
You guys are going to have to put
the onion. The onion just folded. The onion. We're done. We can't. What are we doing? We can't fucking do that. This is what they're doing. How do we mock the most? How do we make fun of this?
There's Fatty McNoluscious there in the casino now with a nearly naked belly dancer. I'll give you guys the butt shot. She's got a nice arse.
Holy shit!
With
send
a
that screenshot to me.
Why does Ken watch the Gaza video?
Ken needs to do some research. Then
it shows the exterior of that very cheesy, circusy looking Trump Gaza building, and then it ends on it goes to the. If you look at the perspective, it's got to be 15 people high, so like 90 feet high. and it is the center of the circle. People in expensive cars are driving around it, and then Elon is walking, and money just starts to pour all over him.
This is the most like fucking
Craven, totally the most evil,
insensitive,
I'm sorry.
upside
in the
down.
Holy Land.
Oh, guys.
In the
I
Holy
thought
Land.
we had gotten to the worst part.
Oh God, no! That's
I just keep clicking frames forward because I can't watch. Now I'm looking at Flubby McTubby, who really should have used AI in this part.
Camps.
And I
By the
would
way,
bet
no,
you
if you're
maybe
already-
he is using AI.
By the way, this is a really good point. If you're already putting a gold statue where you look like one of your ETF covers,
Yep.
why put your fat ass in the video if you're already using AI?
Do you know?
Right.
Did you watch the whole video?
I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I watched
So here's your delicious treat.
the
He is in a bathing suit
kid. Oh
that
no!
is nearly obscured by the eclipse that is his gut and teats. And he is on a beach chair, kicked back with a beer. And Netanyahu is equally unrobed with a fruity tropical drink sitting right next to him.
Is that in the video?
Yes, this is 31 seconds in.
Now this is not
And ends on it. They zoom in on the little thing behind them on the beach chair, and it says Trump Gaza.
So
While Teets starts drinking his beer.
can I say something? If SNL had run this,
Exactly.
you would
Yeah,
laugh your ass off. If
I'm
SNL had put this out, you'd be like, okay, this
So
is
the White House put
Trump
this out?
Gaza. You could just picture SNL running it.
I am
Except he put it on True
confused.
Social. He actually put it out.
I mean,
put it
I've
out.
seen not being able to read the room.
The
but
president of the United States put this out.
look, if a crackhead put this out, it would be
Yeah, this is
insane.
like a
Offensive,
YouTube
This is
thing.
wildly offensive
Wildly,
and
yeah.
tone deaf
To-
and
to-
disgusting.
To the history, to the 4,000-year history of that area. And you know what's weird is
Topless Netanyahu.
This is embarrassing. This is
I am
just
sick.
I actually threaded out something. I apologize to every other first world nation
Seriously.
I said, look, guys, you need to leave us be for a minute. We're going through some shit.
Yeah.
And we're like that couple that just is like, get the fucking guy just, Bob went off the deep end.
Yeah.
He's doing crack. Oh shit. Well,
It's
we're not going to make Christmas this year, guys. Now I know you can throw the party every year, but he's on crack. Did you see the video he did about Gaza? Oh, Jesus Christ. So we're going to get some help, and then we'll be there next year. Hopefully. We pray.
Wow, I am
Offended, right?
wow. This episode brought to you by HelloFresh. Speaking
you're
of
going into stuff.
rich, delicious foods that you I can't segue.
That is not in this video.
We had last
Yeah.
night. We had those chicken.
Oh, we had the
nuggets,
spring rolls.
and then we had the spring rolls last night.
We had the spring rolls. You ate all
Quite
of
good.
yours.
The first day I got my
you
box.
always eat everything you get all at once. He just takes all 3 bags, pours it all into a skillet, and bakes it. I don't know why he bakes with a skillet. HelloFresh is farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients, and that you get delivered right to your home. So if you don't know what it is, that's what it is. Each bag, you get a paper kind of grocery bag. It's sealed, labeled, and tells you what it is. And then they give you these very beautiful full color
menu
card
cards,
instructions,
menu cards,
or you can do them online, which I had to do when we were at the cabin. And it's seasonal recipes. It changes every week, and you can go and choose what you want every week, which I like to do because I have some fan favorites that I like, that panko chicken and stuff. And the meatballs. The lettuce wrap cheeseburger thing. That was
the
nutty.
lettuce wrap cheeseburger thing was like it was an In-N-Out burger wrapped in lettuce. It was so
the
good.
sauce and everything.
Yep.
Also, so you can choose, or you can let them choose for you. That's happened because I've forgotten sometimes to go in and change whatever, and it cannot ever. I've had hundreds of HelloFresh meals, never been disappointed, never not shocked at how good it comes out looking and how good it tastes. And I would recommend, if we're not, you wouldn't say we're burger eaters. That's not something that we aim for every week. But every time I do HelloFresh, I get one of the burgers
I want to
because
be a
it's a good
Burgermeister.
Sunday
I would like to be a Burgermeister.
meal. Man,
Not a hamburger.
every one that we've tried, the first one we tried was ground pork, and we were like, "This is going to be."
I didn't understand.
Holy shit!
Like I
was
bit
that
into
good.
it, I was like, "What's wrong? This is not pork.
Yes.
What is it? Why?"
Melted my face.
Everything is different. What's going on now? The sky's a color I have never. That's not a color in nature. What?
And you don't have to
So
try and
mushrooms
figure
in
out
this?
what you're
Yeah,
making
it's okay.
for dinner every night. It's in your fridge. You just look at the labels, pull the bag out that you think sounds good, and all your ingredients are in that bag.
Pretty cool.
Also, they now have, like we were starting to talk about, ready-made meals that just go from the fridge to your plate in like 3 minutes or something.
How do you get that?
You can get up to 10 free meals and a free high-protein item for the life of your subscription at HelloFresh.com/HelloFresh podcast. So that's changing this week because it's a different deal. So HelloFresh.com/HelloFresh podcast. You get one item per box with active subscription. Free meals will be applied as a discount on your first box, and it's for new subscribers, and it varies by your plan. So that's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals. Go to HelloFresh.com/HelloFresh podcast. Also not a Asian dumpling eater. Those were insane.
Mm-hmm.
Those are from the ready-made stuff, pantry items.
That's a weird specificity. Always not an Asian dumpling eater.
That's
Just
like
not.
grandma. How I told you guys, I'm
a
a parade
parade
person. And we are like, I don't think that's a thing.
That's not a thing, Grandma.
She was also a tour person.
I'm a tour person and a parade person. By the way, if I take a tour to a parade, that's my.
Oh my God, she did.
It's a word.
I can't. I don't think. How can we go anywhere from that?
Well, also, Saudi has already said that this is not going to happen. Jordan, is it Jordan or Turkey? Turkey came out and so one of those countries said, "No, you fucking try to do that. We will. It is an act of war." And what's happened to him, and I've watched it. I didn't feel like. I think the first time he was like, "Oh shit, I'm the president." This time he's like, "Fuck it, I don't give a shit."
Yeah,
I'm
he
not doing
doesn't
it
care
anymore."
because
He
it's saying
really-
it's causing a lot of clapback.
So
But he doesn't.
So
why does he care?
here's what people don't quite understand about dictators. Kim Jong-un knows that his country's small enough and their nuclear weapons stockpile is small enough that if they do go batshit, it's going to be over in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Russia is in trouble right now because if you can't beat Ukraine and you're supposed to be the second strongest superpower in the world, you're fucked. To the point where we literally, we got to talk about this is next. So then you've got these other countries who basically have nuclear capabilities, and the Middle East is a place where I believe, look, dictators are cocky. Trump is so fucking delusional, and to his credit, he has every right to be. He's a rapist. He's a tax cheat. He actually stole top secret documents that would have had anyone else literally executed. And he fucking got away with it. He did January 6th and fucking, if I got away with all that shit, I'd be like, you know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
World War III. Because here's what Trump never cares about. Trump never cares about us or anybody else. Trump also knows that he has a bunker that's about 10 floors under the White House that he's going to survive in. So Trump doesn't give a fuck if he pisses off. To have a president of the United States willing to not just piss off Europe, because Europe, we're fucked now. Europe's putting together a package for Ukraine, so they don't need us.
Right.
Then you've got the Middle East, who Saudi has said we're not going to take this, and then he puts this video out. Do you see there is a provoking going on that is not okay?
It's how they.
It's what Hitler thought. Hitler thought he could.
Us. It's so much all at once that we feel overwhelmed and we start to shut down and stop watching, stop engaging, and that's what he's doing. The White House Deputy Press Secretary said,
Yeah.
As President Trump has said, Gaza in its current state is uninhabitable for any human being. President Trump is a visionary, and his plan to have the United States involved in Gaza's rebuilding will allow for Palestinians to resettle in new, beautiful communities while improving conditions in the region for generations to come.
They didn't. That's the whole reason there was a war, because they didn't want.
What he's trying to do is
Israel was trying to occupy them, and they didn't want
and turn it and rebuild it into how they wanted it, and occupy the This is good.
It's
well, if they just built some golf courses, all these kids that were getting killed can be caddies.
I can't even joke about it. It's so awful.
It's awful. So I think Hitler thought that he was going to take the world over. He rolled into Poland, rolled into France. He thought he was going to take the world over. Putin has the same ideas. Kim Jong-un thinks he could take South Korea. Xi. It's funny because China is interesting because China is so damn big. They want to take Taiwan. And they think they can. You people need to understand something. Since World War II, we've had NATO and we have been allied with France, Germany, England, the allies, the fucking, the people that stopped Hitler.
Not the axis of evil.
Not the axis of evil. That's right. Exactly. What happened this last week is in the UN resolution on Ukraine, America, the United States of America voted with Iran, China, Russia. What else? Who else? The Sith, like you said. Yes. The Sith, we voted with.
The Romulans?
The Romulans. Yeah.
This fucking the Xenomorph.
The Xenomorph, right?
The Legion of Doom.
The crazy monster from Alien, that we voted with them. We actually brought them in.
Lobby?
The asbestos lobby. They brought them in. Cancer.
MS-13.
Cancer. We high-fived cancer. We voted with every country.
Texas.
Every country that we've fought, that every other president, Democrat and Republican, has took a stand against. Our dickhead, fat, orange fucking president goes, yeah, no, we're with them now. Wait, you mean the country that was attacked? Ukraine? No, Ukraine wasn't it. Ukraine started the war.
We were supposed to be the country that stuck up for the fucking
We always
guys.
have. Here's the thing. We always have been. Yep. We always have been.
You know what's making this easier is that, and the chaos, is now we have two. It's double the fun. We got Elon's horseshit, and you got Trump's insanity.
Well, it's all...
And they're both pointing at each other,
Putin.
Kind of just being like...
President Elon and President Fallon, man. That's what we got.
Well, here you go. Because everything's going so well, American Airlines flight has been forced to abort landing at Reagan National Airport to avoid another plane.
Oh, yeah, this just happened. Basically, I found out that the tower had told the small plane to hold. Stop, Dick. And he rolled right in front of a jetliner, just like right across the line.
Southwest
I can make
jet.
it. I can make it. That's me and you. That's me and Van Nuys. I can make it.
This is all today. Southwest jet trying to land at Chicago Midway nearly collides with a private plane on the runway. United jet slides off taxiway at an icy St. Louis Lambert Airport.
Really glad that they really took the safety commission out of the FAA, because I'm sure they don't do things like make sure they get the salt trucks out there to get the ice off the runway. I'm sure
there was a security concern that grounded an American Airlines flight from New York to New Delhi. They had to divert to Rome.
I have another question.
This is all today.
Do you know I just got something? Remember I was talking about that he wants to impose martial law. So they're going to they're gutting the CIA and they're gutting the FBI, which means we're not going to have a bunch of people trying to figure out who wants to bomb us. We're not going to figure out what the next 9/11 is going to be.
Yep.
Well, if we have another 9/11, what do? Impose martial law.
Yeah, and our planes. We're going to have a 9/11 on ourselves.
Yeah, we're going to,
because our planes are just going to fucking
we've
collide.
Been attacked. Nah, just no one told the guy to turn.
There's no FAA. I mean, all the buildings are targets.
This is actually an unfortunate incident. This couple.
Oh no!
Did you see this?
Nope. I want to hear, but when you started with this couple,
it's an Australian couple. They were on a Qatar Air flight, and they were traveling to Venice for a dream holiday, when a woman died on the plane.
Not the woman, a woman. Okay.
In the aisle beside them during the flight from Melbourne to Doha.
It's a long flight.
The cabin crew then took that corpse, covered it in blankets, and sat it next to Mr. Ring for the remaining 4 hours of the flight without letting him move, despite there being other empty seats.
That's National Lampoon.
Qatar Air has now apologized for any inconvenience that this incident may have caused.
By the way, what we're going to do is here's some drink coupons. You sat next to a dead body for 7 hours.
Did we fire Australia's FAA too? Holy shit.
Australians are pretty cool people, pretty pragmatic humans. Yes. I like Australians a lot. Well, guess we're sitting next to this cunt's dead.
I don't think they wanted to, per se. Although, if there were empty seats, you're not making me sit.
No.
I'm getting up, and if you want to land the airplane,
Land it.
Great.
Yeah,
You
great.
mean I get off the flight with the dead body? Yeah.
I have a good, at one point you say, you know what, this vacation is not started how I wanted it. This did not exactly. Just so you know, babe, I didn't plan it like this.
Was her name Bobby?
Wow.
This episode brought to you, speaking of sleeping,
Sleep.
well, Helix mattresses.
You just, when you said it, I just went like this.
Oh.
I gotta be honest. We have, I travel all the time. I stay in shitty hotel room after shitty hotel room. There's times I get into the bed like this.
Yeah, really.
And
that's all the time.
do you know what though? Sometimes I sleep. Okay, let's just talk about the grossness that it's been slept in. But hotel beds have been slept in by the unwashed population of a small country. But sometimes you're in them, and like I'll get this weird like thing in my leg, and it's because the bed has a thing. So my body, I'm sleeping.
You're misaligned.
I'm sleeping like this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got the Helix.
Always
Set it up
waking up in
in
the
our
middle
guest
of the night, hot, then cold, getting back pain. When we're on the road, especially when we do longer tours, my back just starts to fall apart, right? Also, if he
I would love to
moves
take a
in the
Helix
middle of the
mattress
night
on the road.
to
That would
go
be
to the
awesome.
bathroom, the whole thing goes bang and knocks you. I mean, it's like, yeah, if we could just take Helix, because when it comes to you, you get both parts tightly rolled. And
Yeah, you're like, there's no way this is a mattress.
We could put the top mattress part in a suitcase, check that, and then
Yeah, can you roll it back up?
explode it into the hotel. No, we'd have to leave
You got to
it.
take a big you have that jet engine to just suck it up. Do you know
my
Madonna?
buddy-
Madonna used to travel.
I was going to say, my buddy Pooch, that he's like the sound engineer. He's the guy. He wins the award every year.
Front of house for giant, huge concerts.
Yeah, for like, everyone. Kiss. And he was doing Guns N' Roses, and I went and hung out for rehearsals. Remember, you were on the road, and the guy that was Courtney Love's handler, his name was Chris, just started telling me all the stories, and one of them was that she would fly her mattress
Helix
all over the world, and I wonder, like, could that be because she had a mattress like
So
Helix?
they would have to,
I get it.
So Madonna had a crew that would show up at the hotel.
Yeah.
Set up a brand new her new mattress there. Now, if you're Madonna, though, wouldn't you just order a local mattress new?
She could just like build a house
Because
everywhere.
It had to have been like something very specific, like Helix. I like Helix because you can go on the website, and how I picked ours.
Yep.
I think ours is the Twilight Lux, but that doesn't matter. You answer questions, and it'll save your results for whenever you decide you want to go get it. But I put, how many people? Well, 4.
Are you single? Like that
No,
one?
we have 2 little dogs, so
Oh,
4. Well, actually, as much room as they take up. Yeah, 4 unit for you.
They take up.
They're 5 and 8 pounds, but each one of them takes up the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Chaplin's now 9.6.
Yeah.
He's gained a pound in 2 weeks. Then it'll ask you questions about, are you a side sleeper or a back sleeper? I put 2 people. Are you hot? Are you, and you answer these different questions. It's very quick and easy. And then it generates your results.
Yep.
And that's how we ended up with the one that we have. It was specifically designed for our sleep.
As Grandma said, that's a good sleeping bed.
She did. That is the best sleeping bed. My land. She would say that all the time. So also I noticed, like, if you wear an Apple Watch, that you will notice a difference, or if you have the Oura Ring, like, you'll notice a difference in how you sleep. So that's what I'm saying.
Holy shit.
We put the mattresses in our bedroom, and I will tell you this: coming home from the road is like, holy shit! I get to get in that bed. Like at night, I come out of hotels and I get in a hotel. I'm like, oh, gotta get in. I hope I can get sleep. The Helix mattress, I go to sleep.
You don't snore as much either.
I do
will
not
say.
snore as much. Yes.
So
do I snore? Wait.
You
I snore.
should go.
as much?
What?
I'll send you the video so that you can.
No.
Go right now to helixsleep.com/Titus. That's HELIX sleep.com/Titus right now. So through March 2nd. Oh, they're doing 27% off site-wide right now. So you guys should definitely go right now. But they're always doing like some pretty cool offers. So just go check out. Go do the
where do they get it?
The test. HelixSleep.com/Titus.
How do they pick 27? Like
I like it
because they had a meeting. They're like, guys, we're gonna have 20% off. Whoa, that's not enough. Okay, 25% off. You're almost there.
So,
yeah, one guy.
A little more. Two more.
It actually is. We get the best offers
30.
available.
Fuck, you got your mind.
It's exclusive. It's actually exclusive for people that listen that have that specific promo code.
Awesome.
So, HelixSleep.com/Titus. Great master.
We have Don Bongino, this crazy right-wing podcast douchebag, is now the Undersecretary of Defense.
Oh my God,
we have Pete Hegseth.
Who got it?
Dan Bongino.
Oh, that's right.
He's like an Alex Jones type.
See that.
Fucking shitty podcast guy.
I did.
Who said that the election was stolen.
Yes, I'll just quickly say my family member was up for that job. But also,
I
did see
as
him
a shitty
as
podcast guy,
yes.
I'm offended. No one called me.
Right?
I'd be
I know,
good at
I would
that.
totally
I'd be
do
quite
it.
good at that.
You would be.
We
good
could
at
be
it.
in charge of health. We could anything. Pick any fucking department.
Don't we realize
We
that
could run
with the
it.
Trump? Don't we realize that? Oh, I can be anything now.
Yeah.
You want to talk about being inspired? If you just put the dumbest fucking guy in the most important job, well, if that guy can do it,
Seriously.
I can do it.
I could run the
that's
fucking
how-
CDC now.
That's how people feel about stand-up comedy, though. Everybody thinks they can.
Everybody, that
thinks
is
they
one
can.
thing.
It's annoying.
Makes me crazy.
Everybody thinks, my friends say I'm funny.
I'm funny.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, same with
Everybody
musicians,
says that.
too.
Oh, everybody always says I'm funny. So
I always say,
should-
go write some material. Oh, man, I just have to get up there and go. And I always go,
Good luck.
go for that, too.
Here you go.
Exactly.
Fucking go.
Your turn.
Exactly. It's the same with musicians.
You know why? Because I hear you're funny. I heard you say that. I sense the words are on the street is from you that you're funny.
And then you see those people because they invite everyone to the first time.
First one, because they know they're going to kill.
Especially in LA because everybody is an actor. Every actor,
Writer,
every
producer.
actor thinks they can do comedy. We have
Yes.
seen more actors say, I'm going to be a stand-up comic too. And we have been invited to some, and I just love the deer in headlights look when they're actually in that spotlight, and
It's such a rare thing that they transfer over. There was one time, who was doing this, man? I wanted to tell you a story about what happened with this. Actors think they can get up and just start riffing. And I always tell people, you guys don't understand. You're writing a show. You have to write a show. No, I just get up there. I have a couple ideas.
This makes me crazy.
And they get up there, and to watch them tank is so fun that you're there. You know why? Because I've spent my life studying it from when I was little with Cosby to Carlin to Robin, and I studied it and I loved it. And I would listen to the same album 500 times. Then when I became a comic, I would drive 600 miles to do 2 gigs, like
and get paid
for $50 bucks.
Yeah.
And then these motherfuckers like, I'm gonna go be a comic. Good. I hope this hurts.
Seriously.
I hate to be a dick.
They've been given words all day long through their job, and they think that they've convinced themselves that that's their thoughts. So they're like, oh, I can be funny. I acted in a comedy movie.
Yes.
I'm funny.
There's a couple guys that I think Paul Rudd could probably get up and be funny, but Paul Rudd's an exceptional talent. I think Ryan Reynolds could probably get up and do it.
I think he started as a comedian.
But it has to be that kind of level of guy. You can't just be, me and just get up. If I was just I was on my TV show, I think I'm just stand-up comedy now. No. And my son, I was talking to Jet last night on the phone. Jet has started stand-up comedy. He's going to Sonoma State. He broke in a new bit.
Good.
And I had him do it for me. And it made me laugh really. Poochie just farted.
Oh my God.
Dog.
He does have a problem.
Wow, man. There's more stink comes out of that little dog than I've ever. Wow.
It hasn't reached over here. I'll just be over here then.
So
continue.
So Jet has this bit. And he he does it. He does what he does. It didn't work like I thought. And then he reads it to me, and he's got 4 lines per before he gets to the punchline. And I go, okay, start over. And I go, read it to me. I go, all right, take these 4 words out.
It's like, yeah.
And then he goes, oh shit. And then I take, all right, read the next sentence. All right, take that first sentence out. You don't even need it. The idea is, it's a funny idea. He goes, I like conspiracy theories. And he goes, so I make them up. Abraham Lincoln was just a black man, was the first black man in whiteface. And then I won't tell you the rest of the bit, but it's a really funny premise.
Yeah.
And he goes there's like 7 jokes to it. We got to the end of it, and it is such a craft. It is such an art. First of all, the art of it is you have to come up with the premise. Mm-hmm. Abraham Lincoln was the first.
And not overdone.
Right. Not something that you've heard before. Airplane food, airplanes. Oh, hey, you know what? So I'm on the plane, right? They said my seat reclines. Oh, really? Is that it? Is that the whole thing? I'm reclined now. Like, I've seen that bit 500 times. I've never heard someone say, Abraham Lincoln was the first black man in whiteface.
Yeah, the premise is
I'm a little uncomfortable.
But you should see where he goes with it, because it's really because he said at one point he goes a friend of mine said you have to say that. He goes, you have to say it right, or you have to let them know that it's okay, so they sympathize with you. And I said, no, everybody knows Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Of course, he was a black man in whiteface. Of course, in a time of slavery, he was the guy to go, I believe, and there's still two James Earl Jones. I believe that it's time to free the slaves. There you go. That was just right on the edge. That could have gone either way. So comedy, if you're going to think you're going to do comedy, you're wrong. Yeah. It's going to take you, if you commit to it all the time, every day, it's going to take you 2 years to get a good show. 2 years. And then from then on, then there's a 4-year thing where you learn how to write a joke. Then there's 6 years where you're like, okay, I kind of got what I'm doing. Then you'll think you know what you're doing at 7 years. And at 8 years, you'll be like, oh shit, I didn't know anything. Then at 10 years, you become yourself. And that's when you become a comedian.
And year 11, you hate yourself. For
at
some
11,
weird
you
reason.
start going, what did I do with the last fucking decade? Yes, exactly. At 10 years, you're like, I could have gone to college. I would have a degree right now. What am I doing? Now, on the other hand, DF student. This is
the
it.
bar was low.
I got
the
it.
lowest.
Guys, I want you to know, we did something recently that we just as of the last couple of days, I called Ken of the weekend. I got pissed. I got pissed at these people that are actually doing everything against the Constitution, that are doing everything against the Bible, had the balls to commandeer the American flag. Yes. So it pisses me off. Like, you guys are fighting against it. You've got a guy who we can basically have more evidence again than we had for Hunter Biden doing anything that he is a Russian asset. So we did these shirts, and it just says woke in red, white, and blue, AF, woke as fuck. Because they have made woke something that's bad. Oh, these woke policies. You mean not
the Constitution?
You mean all white guys? So we have to just have mediocre white guys? So that's your policy? Mm-hmm. So the reason is that white guys, mediocre white guys can't compete with a guy who was raised in the projects, busted his ass, went to college, had worked 2 jobs while he was paying for college, was the top of his class, came out, has a better degree, has more insight to the law than you do because your fucking dad owned a company and gave you a job. Yeah. So what happened is DEI didn't earn it. That's what DEI stands for. I heard this on TV and I laughed my ass off. Didn't earn it. All these mediocre white fucks, everybody that Trump has put in didn't earn it. Don Bongino didn't earn it. Hegseth didn't earn it. DEI, motherfucker. So we did these shirts that say woke as fuck. I'll be wearing one next week. And what does woke stand for? It sounds that basically stands that you give a shit about everybody else in your country like we're supposed to.
Like all men are created equal. Yeah. It's bring me your huddled masses. It's
liberty for all.
Pursuit of happiness. Yes. It's free healthcare. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like the other 32 of 33 industrialized countries have figured out. Yeah. And so insulin is now, it was $35 because Biden made it that, and Trump came in and killed it. Mm-hmm. It is now $400 for insulin now, which is, it went up.
Did you hear
healthcare? It's a basic human right. I will scream that until I die. Well, it's a basic human right.
And I'm going to say it's right, because in America, our system is set up as a scam. Our system is set up as an income, as a money transfer. You work your whole ass off. You're like for your whole life. You work your ass off for your whole life. Mm-hmm. You buy a home. You pay for that home over 30 years. Now you're 75. 75, you got 5, 6, maybe good years before you start getting sick. Mm-hmm. You start getting sick, but the problem is you've been having health care forever. Well, your premiums have been going up for the last 10 years because you're getting older, and they know that you're gonna die. So as you're paying premiums, well, then you get something that's a cancer. and it's not covered for some reason by your healthcare because they just fucking randomly throw darts at what's covered and what fucking isn't. So now
Then you have a Luigi.
Luigi. By the way, this is why we have a Luigi. So then what happens is, okay, that cancer operation that you have to have if you want to live a couple more years is going to cost you $113,000. Well, you don't have that money. So you dig into your retirement, or you listen to fucking, what's his name? Tom fucking
Homan?
No, the guy from Magnum PI. You listen to Magnum PI and do a reverse mortgage. Tom Selleck. You do a reverse mortgage. How
dare you?
You do a reverse mortgage on your house so you can pay your fucking bill to get the tumor cut out of you. Then you got to do chemo for 4 years that they also only pay 60% of. So at the end of your life, you worked for your fucking house, your fucking retirement, and you have nothing fucking left because the American healthcare system took all your fucking money because the rest of the world seems to figure it out. But for some reason, the greatest fucking country in the world can't seem to work it out.
Amen.
Anyway,
Amen, brother.
Anyway, I just had an opinion about
they're making all these cuts, right? And you'd think, hey, maybe these cuts are going to be for services like, healthcare for, for the public. No.
This
and
is
in
where
fact,
I am,
did you hear that
waiting for this one?
Trump?
This is our last. Yeah, this is our last segment.
Well, Biden set aside like $400,000, which is like nothing. That's how much why it's braces, but for Tesla cars.
For Tesla cars, there was $435,000 or something set aside to actually get some electrical vehicles into the government fleet. Yes,
Trump, from all these cuts, for efficiency, right? Added a couple zeros, and then tried to change the date. So to make it look like Biden did.
They've now taken
400 million.
So 400 million armored Tesla vehicles were on order as of literally the first month of the Trump administration. So then they tried to hide it, and Rachel Maddow fucking showed it on TV. Ray and I were watching, and I was like, "What the fuck? Could we be?" Look, corruption is corruption, but could we be more stupidly corrupt?
It's right out in the open.
It even said Tesla. It didn't say electric vehicles. It said Tesla.
Yeah, and then they got rid of that.
They got rid of the Tesla, and then they got rid of the whole thing. Yeah.
But also,
we need some whiteout on Sharpie.
They said it was how many billions, and then they quietly changed it on the DOGE website.
So the DOGE, okay, I just talked about this in Oregon. The DOGE website said they had saved $65 billion. Well, that's not true. They had one thing they found. There's an $8 billion contract. We got it. It was an $8 million contract. They actually said things that were like $535 million. Instead of actually saying it was 535, they actually tripled it. It was 1.5 billion, but it was the same fucking contract. They just counted it 3 times. Then there was stuff that had never been paid for. This $50 billion has to go. Well,
I think we found the fraud.
Yeah. The only thing that it actually spent was $1 million in a research project to see if this contract was even viable. So thing after thing after thing, I think they saved less than $100 million. They found less than, and
also they've oopsied several and tried to quietly get them back. And they're struggling.
The people that watch the nukes, we fired them.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, someone went, hey guys, we should probably fucking follow. Those guys were watching the nukes, right?
Hey, Phil, do you know how to do this thing right here? No?
Anybody know? By the way, which wire do I cut?
Oh, God.
Hey, can we find those guys? And then they couldn't find them.
Don't they have the keys? Two guys with the keys?
But
Those guys got those 2 keys.
What was the thing?
Has anybody seen the nuclear keys? We fired those guys. They kept the keys.
They got the football. They got the football.
There was another one that they just quietly brought people back that we just saw yesterday.
The bird flu crew.
The bird flu crew.
By the way, there's a T-shirt. Bird flu crew. I mean, come in like, hey, if it's just a big finger. Yeah, you wanted us back now, bitches. So they had a whole team that was working on the bird flu, trying to get it under control, and they fired them. So and Elon Musk's, there's a guy that works for Elon Musk. He quit. Now he's back. Called Big Balls. His name is Big Balls.
Oh, he quit?
No, he quit because people found heinously anti-Semitic and sexist pro-Nazi posts. He
Jews
was
need
fired.
to die. That's what he was saying.
Or no, he resigned because at 20 or whatever, he was smart enough to know, I need to go.
Oh, I have a TikTok.
So here was let's look this up. This is and now another conspiracy.
By the way, I just want to say really quickly before you go to this one, Trump administration accidentally fired 25% of the federal staffers in the outbreak response team for the bird flu spread. And they said it was an accident.
And the good news is it's always worked out when he's got rid of pandemic shit.
Pandemic response teams.
Whenever he's got rid of a pandemic,
something happened in Wuhan.
Did we have that happen? When was that?
We would like to rehire them.
It's been a few years. I have this vague memory
Wasn't
that
something
the
like a market?
entire fucking country shut down and we all were locked in our houses.
Wait, who was president then?
Something about a bat.
Because that guy would probably
white
know.
guy.
He
White guy.
He would know about all that.
Not the fire outbreak response.
Right. Probably
people.
probably, especially if you learn from your problems.
Definitely not leave the World Health Organization.
No. Don't leave the world and stay in NATO. And
vaccines pretty damned important.
Vaccine, right,
so he would hire,
So he would probably learn his lesson. Oh, wait, isn't this the same guy that goes bankrupt 6 times?
That's what I said. I'm so tired of people saying
so he's not good
change.
at anything.
So you voted for
and they elected him again, you dumb fucks.
The same guy.
I'm so mad.
That's not change. And the change would have been the black Indian woman.
Yeah. We want change.
So what was your conspiracy?
Give me another mediocre white guy. No, we can't. That'd be change. Give me the same mediocre white guy.
The other white guy.
What was your conspiracy that
the conspiracy. So look this up. I read this. I don't know if it's again. The left is going crazy right now because the left. And then I want to talk about Hakeem Jeffries. Holy shit!
We got to talk about the cuts where they are.
Okay. Talk the cuts. Well, there's a big balls. Supposedly, his grandfather is an ex-KGB agent.
Oh, this just gets. Oh,
I'm
not surprised.
So well, but that's the whole thing. Is that the Trump thing? If you lay out the Trump evidence in front of you, it is so obvious.
Yeah.
And also, and I don't mean just the evidence from the past. Lay out the evidence from fucking yesterday.
Yeah.
Where he's like, you know what? Fuck Zelensky. We're going to vote with Russia. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like if that's your boy. You got to go Trump. That's your boy. Putin's your boy. It's that's how it goes. Yep. And that we have nobody, that we don't have the Republicans. By the way, every single one of these fucks. I tell you what, people are going to vote them out. We were watching people. There was some town halls. There was a thing. Oh, yeah. They tell people. I mean, I'm talking red hatted, wearing MAGAs, going. Congressman walks out. Boo!
This is what we were saying. We were saying it's gonna take some reasonable conservatives. Go for it. It's great to have a progressive and a conservative.
Because we're woke as fuck. Get those shirts at ChristopherTitus.com.
Act now.
If you just go search online, who has been fired by Trump. There are a lot of people very angry. Like this guy there are a lot of vets that got out of the military and then got government jobs. Right. And left the military because they had this other federal job to go to. This guy is a vet. He was about to hit his 1-year mark with the Department of Agriculture. In the Air Force, he was the specialist at the National Detector Dog Training Center in Noonan, Georgia. Pretty specialized job.
Yep.
You would know.
Not
dogs
just,
training.
Yeah.
Howland with Highland.
Yeah,
Howland with Highland. He'd been at the USDA, but it's been his career training these dogs. 2 decades of service in the Air Force in K-9 units, running kennels and training dogs for the military, but now for the Department of Agriculture to sniff out narcotics and explosives, among other things that should not be in the crates that are coming over from other countries.
Wait, we fired the guy that was training the dogs to make sure that we didn't get shit from Mexico that blew up?
That's correct. He said
they fired him?
He now feels like he was thrown out like a piece of trash. He said that I guess he's hiring an attorney, but he can't believe that his country turned on him like this. There are several vets. This is another vet that was hired for the SBA as a disaster recovery coordinator. I mean, you guys have to know these aren't they're painting it like they're all. It's
not a bunch of teenage kids. It's not a bunch of teenage kids with computers that are just fucking off.
Yeah.
Oh, that like Musk hires. These are actually professionals that work for 20 fucking years to do their job.
This is going to have a positive effect because it's going to swing back and people are going to go, holy shit, the government was doing some really fucking great things and had a lot of positions that were helping people.
Yes.
And our tax dollars were going to some good programs.
But you could get rid of those, speaking of taxes, those tax cuts that only benefit the billionaires
who don't help the government,
who don't pay taxes. Get rid of those, and then you wouldn't have to fire the one guy that's qualified to train the dogs that
sniff
keep
the
us
drugs
safe
so we don't die and so we don't blow
any other
cabbage.
number, or the only people that have been working on the bird flu for the last year and a half.
Are tracking it.
Yeah,
he shut down the CDC. He shut down
also, they're making it more chaotic because a lot of them are being fired only to, sometimes within hours, to get emails reversing the termination.
This is the efficiency department, right?
Yeah, Department of Government Efficiency. Shut up. Yes. Yes, that's how government works.
We're going to break everything.
We fire you, then we go, we fucked up. And then, by the way, that's so funny because I didn't even get that. By the way, nice insight. Give me some.
Nice.
That you said, because he said,
came on. And
he said in the Oval Office today, he goes, the DOGE is going to, sure, we're going to make mistakes, but you're the Department of Government Efficiency.
You're supposed to go in with
They did it to the VA, and then there was such loud response to that. They then tried to hire, we didn't mean that. So I'm reading all about it. Everything is really in an uproar. People don't know. And most commonly we're reading and hearing on the news that, when I was watching it, that, it's the not cruelty isn't the right word, but basically manner in which it's being done.
Callous,
like garbage. Just
callous.
There's no.
Those aren't human beings with families. So, and can I point one more thing out? Because Trump said this on the way in. I'm listening to the thing, and he goes, we're finding all these jobs. If you don't send that email back, we assume that you're not a real person. Okay. Then I have a question. Who's cashing that fucking check then? But on top of that, he fired, the first thing he did when he came in, it was fired 15 inspector generals. Inspector generals were saving us about $100 billion a year in government waste and fraud. That's their job. So we already had it. And by the way, if you're the head of a government,
can't prove fraud.
And if you're head of the government agency, you're watching your employees because that's your ass. So we had people running their job. We've been bitching about it. Wasn't a bunch of people just going, "Hey man, get my check. By the way, I get 6 checks because I'm dead people."
Well, that's such a Republican view of the welfare thing. That's such a horseshit line.
Yeah,
it's not real. And when they keep being asked where the fraud is, because Peter, what's his name, asked his new blonde mouthpiece, and where's the fraud? Because fraud is a crime. So we should be getting evidence of that.
Give us some names.
Because it's a crime.
Start some arrests. There you go. Let's put some people in fucking jail.
Very good question, Peter. You know how they just so
And
shitty.
she says, we suspect there's thousands and thousands of cases.
Go ahead.
There's been a new study that just came out that somebody actually went through what the DOGE cuts were. Yeah. And they just found that 40% of the cuts that they've already made won't save any money.
No,
not at all.
They're actually only targeting 1% of our budget.
It's even less than that. They said it was they've saved maybe. They said it's under 100 million.
I'm just saying
that's nothing.
Yeah. What it represents. They're targeting 1%, and there's this whole other amount of things that are much more massive, like defense and things like
what
that.
They just voted for. Republicans just voted. Oh, you want to do that? Do that.
No, I wanted.
The Republicans just voted to cut $880 billion from Medicare. So, Grandma, sorry, Grandpa, Grandpa, your prostate,
Medicare,
Medicaid,
because they hate Black and brown people and poor people.
All right.
Care is elderly people, but they need them.
No, all of it. No, all of it. Read it.
Well, I know that there have been questions, but they keep assuring us that Medicare won't be cut.
And they're not touching Social Security.
Now, look, my dad, Marine officer, he's 82 now.
They'll cut the VA, though.
Shut up. He lives because of Medicare and VA. That is, he is on immunotherapy.
Don't look at me. I'm shutting up.
Both of those things. And Social Security, another thing. So when people get in their heads, they paint this picture really the picture they're painting is a Black or Mexican person in the South with slippers and 9 babies in a trailer. And they're trying to dehumanize.
Getting 5 checks from dead people under dead people's names.
That's
happening.
against the law, you idiots. There already is a law against it. But my dad is a 30-year Vietnam veteran who got a Purple Heart, who now lives off of his retirement from the military and gets his health care, and he gets Social Security, and gets his health care through Medicare and VA benefits. And that is all up for grabs now. And my dad he voted for him, and my dad sounded a little bit stressed.
And they already did cut 20%, right? That was in last week's episode.
They are cutting. And they passed, barely passed it, but $880 billion cuts. What they're trying to do is so the tax cut that Trump wants to keep is going to cost $4.5 trillion, and it's going to give it 85% of it goes. Oh, by the way, just so you know, our taxes go down. You and me, you're fucked. Yeah, I'm fucked. We got taxes went down. Sorry,
meanwhile,
man, I didn't do it. I didn't vote against him.
I know. He's 17 days golfing. How much does that cost?
He's more like 22 days golfing now out of the 35.
Takes everybody to the Super Bowl. How much did that cost?
$20 million plus just to get him there, just for security.
Let's get a calculator out.
And what else did he do? It wasn't the Super Bowl.
He went to drive around a racetrack. Oh, that's right. NASCAR.
He did the Hitler lap.
Yeah, the parade route.
I've never seen the presidential limo on the Daytona racetrack before. It was such a
what kind of fucking waste of money is all of that?
That's $40 million right there. Where was DOGE?
Exactly.
Where was the Department of Government Efficiency?
Not being efficient?
I would guess so.
I'm trying to totally...
I start by the way, I've named them the coup crew. It's not, they shouldn't be called Department of Government Efficiency because they're not. It's not a real department. It's not been approved by Congress. Doesn't even need a word. It's just a fucking word. Government. No, he's not in the government. He's not fucking even part of the government. Efficiency, we've seen that it doesn't do anything. So I've just charted I call it the coup crew. COUP. Cunts occupying United States property. That's what you are. You're a bunch of, it's the cunt organization.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a coup organization.
I was just trying to lift this article.
I think it's that. I was trying to lift the podcast level. And I was like, yeah, no, I've dropped it.
Well, we're right on the money here.
No,
coup.
Because
Cunts occupying United States property.
Sign up, and I don't want to sign up. I was just looking. They are. You were right. 880 million Medicare and Medicaid.
Yep. There you go. So everybody's fucked.
But people don't think that this will affect you. Oh, you have insurance, which is so awesome in the United States. You pay $1,000 kajillion for every person. I told him how much
we pay, and he was like, "What?"
Yeah. So what we pay is unaffordable.
Yep.
And I went last week again. Another cancer scare, another tumor, another ultrasound, all that. For
boob smashing,
mammogram and ultrasound, we pay over $2,000 a month
per month
for ourselves. Just how much is it right now? $2,200. It's not the top plan.
Nope.
And I paid for that one visit $977.80, and then and to get the order to go do that, I paid an $85 copay. And then to get the phone call of my results, I paid $85 copay. So all in all told, it was 11 something.
There's been several every year that if we had universal health care, it actually saves the government, billions, money.
Billions.
Why are we not doing it when we're supposed to be saving money?
Oh, ready? You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because Citizens United was passed in 2012. Now the medical community, Big Pharma, which makes billions and 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 billions. They make billions. They make billions. So
it's not swell. It's not great.
It's healthcare. I need a metal plate.
So I just want to say,
I don't even know what we're doing.
What I was getting to
that's the most fun I've had.
It's not just poorer or less deserving people like they're trying to paint. federal dollars are essential for the survival of all hospitals, clinics, community health centers, and nursing homes.
Mhm.
So
Cancer
already in New York and nationwide, health centers and hospitals are already shutting down since he got in office because of a lack of Medicaid funding. So an example is Mount Sinai's Beth Israel Hospital is due to close by the end of March because the federal government isn't reimbursing enough to cover the hospital's costs for treating Medicaid patients. They're going to cut it even more.
Wow. God dang it.
Also,
I love that I said comment. I said, God dang it. I've got class.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't be so harsh.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa.
Hey, this is a classy podcast.
they're also, of course, going to drastically curtail mental health and substance abuse care, which under Biden, I noticed on our shitty plan, they started sending us emails saying, we cover this. Did you know we cover talk therapy or
yeah, I know, because you kept giving me the paperwork.
Inpatient.
She was like, hey, they're covering mental health now. She just keeps pushing me the paper.
In my lifetime, I've never seen that.
You should go to see this guy.
Next thing, you're going to tell me they cover dental and vision.
Bring the paper. Take this. Just read it. No, just go ahead.
So,
just sign right here.
I'll see you later. Just take go.
We haven't been getting along.
Here's the phone number.
So, where was I? You totally distracted me. So they're going to get rid of that. Medicaid is currently the single largest payer of these programs. Oh, so wouldn't you want those poor people and those black and brown people that you think this only affects that live in those shitty homes to get substance abuse help so that they don't come rob your home? Or, I mean, in your twisted way of thinking, maybe. Also, the cuts will hit babies, the most vulnerable among us.
By the way, hit babies, that is actually a game that the Republicans play. They bring a baby in and bat a baby around. That's
a cool phone app.
I'd like to see
birds
them
and hit baby.
Try with Seamus. Because Seamus will hit back and blow raspberries at the same time, which is very disarming.
They're hitting the babies.
Nearly half, that's crazy percentage of babies born in the U.S. are covered by Medicaid. 8 out of 10 children from underserved, underprivileged homes rely on it. 8 out of 10 children. Do you hate children too?
Yes. Yes. What color are these children? Because yes, white children handled.
Well, look, there's the other thing. My niece Morgan, she and Seamus live because of the VA, because she gave herself to the Marine Corps to serve and protect our country. And she's now fearful,
Right.
Here's
so all these promises that were made by our government to our taxpayers, if they gave their basically put their lives on the line for service, this asshole's canceling all these promises. It doesn't matter. Do
you see the theme, though? Is that military service doesn't matter. All these vets are being fired. Also, specialized, educated people. Doctors, scientists that are highly educated and very specific in the thing that they do for our country.
Cancer research.
He gives zero shits because he didn't do anything of that.
No, he doesn't understand it.
Also, for everyone, insurance or not, expect extremely long waits. Longer. It took me 12 weeks to get that appointment for the cancer scare.
Do you know what the good news about this is?
Budget cuts to Medicaid and Medicare are going to force massive layoffs at all medical facilities. They're all preparing for it now because he made an announcement today with Elon and the cabinet thing.
Do you know that the economy, first of all the prices are going up. On top of prices going up, everybody's losing their jobs. Do you realize that asshole plus dipshit equals fucking crashing the economy?
Yes.
We're at
asteroid
and
collapse.
it's yes. Yeah. And I want an asteroid because maybe then we could actually, But here's the thing. The good news is this. What pissed me off about this last election was Biden came in with 50 years of experience. He saw people do it right and he saw people do it wrong, and he did it right. Got the right group of guys. He got them together. They fixed the economy. They fixed the supply chain. We had food in stores again. We had the CHIPS Act done. We had infrastructure going. We had COVID got stopped. Everything happened. We did not have a plane crash the entire time Biden was not during any day, but not every day. So what happened was, and I got this about 2/3 of the way through is that people were like, man, fucking prices. And I'm like, well, you had a guy come in and made it look easy. You had a dude come in and made it look it was easy to fix.
The guy that created the mess because of his downplaying it and screwing up all of the systems at the outset of COVID, calling it a hoax. That's what caused the fucking problem. Well, and then the companies tacked on.
Yes, and he also, before COVID, people forget. I don't understand the cult mind of the MAGA fuck-ups, because he actually, when he did tariffs the first time, the bankruptcies for farmers went up 24%. Then he actually had to bail out the farmers with $32 billion. So your tax money actually bailed the farmers out that got fucked because Trump put tariffs on them and China canceled all their fucking orders. And I don't understand how dumb my country is that they won't take a second to go, wait, look, I don't like Kamala Harris. I don't like Biden. Can I see the numbers? Can I see the fucking numbers?
I saw a video of a guy saying, well, I voted for Trump because of his business acumen. Hold on. His fucking business acumen. He has.
First of all, the guy didn't say acumen. There's no way he said acumen. There's no way that dude said acumen.
No, he was like one of the DOGE kids or something. And he was like,
this is really bad. Every time we do this podcast, I realize this is really bad. I mean, you're looking at a lot of death. Mm-hmm. Yes. Because you're going to lose access to care for chronic conditions in hospitals, specialists, preventative care. They did a study.
What about all the people that get the bird flu and come in and need to get help?
God.
And there's no nurses.
Overcrowded, not enough We already had not enough nurses during COVID.
Right.
RFK to say eat dirt. Eat dirt and
you do know that dirt is very good. Dirt is better than a vaccine because it's from the earth. It's a vaccine.
Of Economic Research is actually estimating tens of thousands of lives at each year just from this cut.
Trump always wants to do better than he did, and I think last time he killed 1 million.
We're backwards.
See, he did 1 million. Now he wants to kill more. He really wants. He's got to kill more than 1 million this time.
Bigly beautiful deaths.
It's
bigly.
What'd you say? Yeah, go ahead. Can I say this one more time? Here's the good news. The good news is whenever this has happened through history, sure, there's going to be a lot of problems on the way to get through it. Once we get through this and it's over, and whatever that is, whatever bloody revolution that is, we are going to be part of history, be on the right side. But that being said, once we're through this, trust me, no one was ever going to give us healthcare as long as Big Pharma was actually paying for them not to give us healthcare. So when this revolution, whatever's coming, happens, the right side will always win, as Martin Luther King said. The world,
and the Highlander
bends towards justice. Blah blah. Give me a history book in a minute. The universe, the arc of history is long, but it bends towards justice. Is that right?
Close enough.
But it arcs towards justice.
You should have let him do it because I love how
Tommy
his reinterpretation of quotes is awesome.
But can I talk about except for what's the girl? Jasmine Crockett.
Oh.
Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, I really enjoy her.
Jasmine Crockett. Hakeem, sit down. Hakeem. Can I do a quick impression of Hakeem Jeffries?
Yes.
Now, the Democratic human units that work with me have actually put some proposals across the table that will send the Republican human units who are trying to take stuff away from the poor and the black and the underprivileged human units. And I just want to go, Hakeem. Jasmine Crockett, perfect.
Yeah.
She's out on the stairs and she goes, she goes, excuse me, if you could say anything to Elon Musk, what would you say? And she goes, fuck off.
Yes.
And I was like, can we get some more Democrats
Seriously.
like that? Because those Democrats scare the fuck out of Republicans. Hakeem does not scare them.
No.
The human units need to be taken care of. The level of budget cuts that we will be going through will cause a disruption. Shut the fuck up. Here you go. Here, Hakeem, ready? These guys are Nazis. They're Nazis. People say, oh, you can't just call people Nazis. I'm sorry. If you're actually throwing up the Nazi salute, if you're actually quoting Hitler, you're a fucking Nazi. If you actually have a tattoo on your chest that is literally a white supremacist Nazi symbol, you're a fucking Nazi.
If you have Mein Kampf in your room,
If it is literally Mein Kampf is a primer. It's a primer to what you're gonna say.
if Germany says you're a Nazi,
If Germany did you see what they did? Someone on a bus ad. It was a Tesla ad. It said from 0 to 1939 in 10 seconds. Swastika. And it was Elon Musk sticking out the sunroof of a Tesla, giving a Heil Hitler, and they put it behind glass in a bus ad in Germany. If Germany says you're a Nazi, like you just said, you're a fucking Nazi. So the norms are over. When they keep talking, we need to honor the norms. You know, these guys are crazy. We need to honor the norms. We'll keep honoring them because now we've got a psychopath as president. He's putting dumber and more psychopathic people sorry, they can't be more psychopathic. Dumber people around him that kiss his ass. If you actually think that by continuing to honor the norms, you're going to save this country, you are out of your fucking mind. So you need to start calling Nazis Nazis. You need to actually start holding them up and get Jasmine Crockett out front to tell everybody to fuck off because we really need that right now in America. I'm telling you, man, people, I said it in the Armageddon update. This is not a drill. They are going to fucking end this country. There you go. And now, do we have another ad?
AOC and Jasmine Crockett.
I've lost the will to live.
So the good news.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Did I forget the good news?
Yes.
I think I forgot the good news.
Yes.
The good news is at the end of the hell.
I don't hear bombs yet.
At the end of the hell we're going to go through, that we will have universal health care. And we're really going to need it.
Okay. It's good news never feels like good news.
I'm mad.
Do we want to go back to some good news?
Yeah.
4 years
ago?
Okay, no, because it's not. It hurts.
What is it? What is the good news?
Sad news.
Is it
sad
news.
Exactly.
Is this Highlanders fun fact? Is it
It
fun fact or
says
is
then and
It's then and
now, then and now, and
I don't
then
like it.
and now, and then and now,
you'll cry.
and then
You'll cry.
now, Ken Highland.
on this day, 4 years ago,
That's then.
yes, Biden was in office. This day, he traveled to Texas, one of the enemy states, to visit an emergency operations center, food bank, and vaccination site.
What an asshole.
Each stop represented our nation at its best. This is from Biden. People coming together to help their fellow Americans. It's a reminder that there's nothing we can't do when we do it together. That was a president.
So 2 years. Is it 2 years ago? You said
4 years ago.
4 years ago. President Biden went out, stopped the pandemic, and basically went to Texas, which the guy in the wheelchair who wants to basically stop all DEI. Hey, dude, you're in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. You're a DEI hire, fucker.
Patient zero for measles.
Yeah, exactly.
State.
So wait, and what did Trump do? What did Trump say? You always have to balance it with what happened.
Well,
whatever he did today.
Yeah.
We're
We're now going backwards.
Yeah.
So.
Just watch the TV. You'll get it. Guys, do me a favor.
That's painful.
Go to ChristopherTitus.com. Get your woke as fuck t-shirt. Why not? Just start wearing it around. Go wear it to the gym. Wear it out. When that guy, red hat guy, comes in and says something to you, just go, do you even know what it means? And then you come up with something, or punch him. I don't care. We're heading towards that anyway. The other thing is, do me a favor. Go to ChristopherTitus.com. We don't ask for a Patreon. We don't ask you, to pay for the podcast. Do me a favor. Get my new special, Carrion Monsters. It is out now. It is at ChristopherTitus.com. It's an hour and 40 minutes. There's no politics in it. And it is by far one of my best specials. Little Miss Ray always says it's one of my best, but she thinks it's my best.
I love it. I really love it. I do.
Yeah.
You're not little, right? Whenever I say little.
I think she's little.
I'm not little. Have you seen?
Yeah, no. Women do that too.
I'd love to
Women
be
always
little.
do that. Women are like, look at him in his little shirt.
Hey,
I go to the gym, lady.
You do have his little shirt.
See? It's horrible. They don't say it at the beginning when they meet you, but it takes about 3 years,
I
and they
won't
go,
say that.
How's your little?
My mom
you got
says
some little
that.
you got some little pants on. What?
But she thought you were her son, kind of, and but she'd say, "Look at his little shirt," because she meant it lovingly.
Just kill me. It doesn't come across lovingly.
I
It
know.
comes like, I have a
I don't
little
say it.
shirt. I have a big shirt.
Hey, call me little, all you want. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm tall, but say so.
Do you want to say?
Go.
Do you want to say
Let's
anything?
go skinny. I like skinny.
Yeah, you are little. You're tiny.
I want to say that I just rewatched Alpha Chick because I'm finally releasing it as an album. Mr. Highlander here is helping me cut that up. And I laughed out loud and had to call you several times and quote things. And
now we're going to psychoanalyze Ray for a second.
Yeah, it's a dark place.
So you guys do
but
know.
I do just want to say that it's going to come out soon in audio form.
Yep. So you better get it on iTunes. Can I tell you something? So we did Off a Chick. You and I have good taste and talent, right? Mm-hmm. I worked with her for how many years and on the road, watched the show grow. We watched her write brilliant material. She does this show with the night it kills. We film it. We get sometimes when you film, you'll get one bad show and one good show, and she got two good shows, which is so fucking annoying to me.
It's harder to edit.
But we did end up using mostly Late Show.
Yeah. Okay. Because you really put it up.
I put some stank on it.
Then she sat on it. We released it. And she sat on it on the audio for a year, and to the point where we had to go, "Hey, what are you doing?" And she's like, "It's not good. It's not great. It's not perfect." I'm driving somewhere. I have a long drive, and I'm getting a phone call every 13 minutes, or it's 3 minutes. Hey, here's something I said.
Here's another one.
Here's another joke I did, and she's like, she's literally loving her own special 3 years later.
So you should go watch it. And it'll be out in audio version. And I'm filming this special, Beauty for Ashes. I'm going to do it in Los Angeles. I decided. I was debating Seattle and Detroit, and have been looking at theaters because I decided I wanted to sleep in my own bed the night before. And you said, and that's why you should quit comedy. And I was like, well, I will die on that hill of that mattress.
Can we roll you out on the bed?
Yeah. That would be amazing. It's about being a caregiver.
She should do it from the house. She would just room to room.
Like laying down.
You just do it
Maria
from
Bamford
the house.
did that.
Yeah.
I get it now. But mostly I just thought it's already so expensive and so stressful, especially because we do it ourselves, that... And, trying to get crew somewhere. I just thought I'm being smart, Rachel. So I'll let you guys know. I have an idea, but I'll let you know when and where. And I would love it if you would come.
We would have handled all the logistics, and you could have just shown up anywhere and shot it.
The logistics is I got to pay for it. And if I'm flying crew to Detroit and putting them in hotel rooms and renting, I'm trying to be smart about it. People can laugh just as well in Los Angeles.
No, they can't. They're
horrible.
That's true.
They're
really writers,
true.
comedians, and actors, and they're all bitter that you're up there
maybe
filming.
it'll be somewhere in driving distance.
There you go. I'm with that. Okay, driving distance into a normal place. Good. Okay. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Go to ChristopherTitus.com. Get our shirts. Woke as fuck. Get those. Do me a favor. Get the special. Thank you for all the nice comments about the special, man. The stuff you guys are saying just makes me think that I should keep doing it. Come on the road. When's our next?
March 14th and 15th. It's going to be in Erie, Pennsylvania. We worked a club there before. It was JR's or Junior's, but now they've opened this new club there called Keller's Comedy and Magic. And I looked at the pictures online. It's insane. It is the coolest looking. So I'm kind of excited.
So we're doing 4 shows in Erie. I'm doing my new show, Doomed to Repeat. Honestly, we just did it in Fargo, North Dakota. It's one of those shows that if you liked Amerigeddon, you'll love this show. But I did it smarter than Amerigeddon, because Amerigeddon, I went after him. Yeah. This time I go around it, and it's way funnier. The closing bit, I was so surprised. She, first of all, gets up in Fargo, North Dakota, and I'm in the back. And here's what's annoying. I'm in the green room. The green room's down the hallway and a thing. And I shouldn't be able to hear the audience. And all I hear is, and I'm like, holy shit. Yeah. I had to the point she's doing too good. And I walked out to see it.
Oh, you guys, Fargo was so good.
And she was killing.
So fun.
And then I get up there and actually I had a moment backstage. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to open this strong because she got a partial standing ovation warming the room up. So I go on stage, and when I ended, I did the last bit, which is it's a little bit spicy. Would you say the bit's a little saucy?
It's a little spicy. I was in the back of the room.
It's a little spicy at the end.
I was in the back of the room, and I took photographs of the standing ovation that he got.
And they leapt to their feet in Fargo, North Carolina. So just so you guys know, whatever side you are on, North Carolina, farther than North Dakota. Look, it had north in it. Like I got half of it right, or 2/3 of it right. But come see the show, guys. Doomed to Repeat. It's my 11th one. It's quite good, and it really will make you feel better about what's happening. And I didn't write it about what's happening. It just ended up being like that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, the Willing Bureau's album's coming out in April.
Yeah,
I haven't heard it.
New album coming
Can
out.
I hear it?
Of course.
That's awesome. And also, young Kenny Titus has an album coming out pretty soon.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, she's going to tour with Biabadoobie again.
You said it right.
I'm kind of upset that she's doing so well. Should have worked a little harder.
Trust me, she doesn't feel like that. She's the opener for the opener, and at concerts, she's gonna pay some dues. That's brutal.
You can see it on Instagram. She got better in 30 shows.
She did get better. Yeah, people like, when's Springsteen gonna be on? And then we'll wander from wherever we are over there. That's the opener for the opener. That is going to be more dues paid.
Yeah, but good for her. She needs to do it. And she's doing it. She actually just did a college show. They paid her to do a college show, and she played for an hour. She goes, "Dad, I've never paid for an hour," and I was funny. And she told me a couple of things she said.
Well, she'll have that too, which will help. Like Springsteen can narrate and make it a show.
Right. Yes.
And that's so much more interesting than just song after song after song.
I told her, I said, you need to do a little bit preamble to every song. Because Springsteen will just go, there was a time I was with my dad. And my
1,
dad,
2, 3.
Yeah, no, he goes on for 30 minutes and then he goes, 1, 2, 3. You're like, you're sobbing. Yeah. I just heard it. Basically, it was a whole book. It was an encyclopedia of love for his father. But his father was also tough on him. And my dad was tough on me. And I like, Badlands!
I love it.
Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There can be anyone.
And starting now.
Starting now.